So I'm here again for another lecture video, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to journalize business transactions and how to post it to the ledger. So before that, let me briefly discuss first the accounting cycle. So when we say accounting cycle, it is a step-by-step process of recording, classifying, and summarizing business transactions during a particular period. So these are the procedures performed by accountants in accomplishing the accounting process. If you notice, class, no, there is no definite number of steps. So if you'll research my 8 steps, 9 steps, and 10 steps. So it varies from accounting experts. But in today's video, I'm going to show you the 8 steps of the accounting cycle. So the first one is identifying business transactions. So not all transactions kasi are recorded in the book of accounts. So we only choose those transactions that affect the balance sheet and the income statement accounts. So usually ito yung transaction that involves money. Alright? So naapektuhan na yung assets, liabilities, and the owner's equity. So hindi din tayo basta-basta nagre-record lang ng mga business transaction. We see to it na meron tayo mga supporting document. That is under the objectivity principle. Alright. So after that is recording transactions. So ito na yung journalizing. So after identifying the transactions that should be recorded, we record it to the journal. After that, okay, we will post the transactions or the journal entries in the ledger. And then fourth, we will prepare the trial balance. Fifth, we will adjust the entries. Sixth, we will adjust the trial balance again. Seventh, we will prepare the financial statements. And as you all know, this is the product of the accounting process. And lastly, we will close the books. Alright, so that is the 8 steps of the accounting cycle. So in FABM1, we will only have the 4 first steps. Okay? So until trial balance lang tayo. Alright. So let's go to the transactions. Alright. So I have here an example of transactions for Apple delivery service in the month of May, year 2017. Alright. So ito na yung mga identified na business transactions ng Apple delivery service. So the second step after identifying the transactions is to record them on the journal. Alright. So ganito yung itsura ng journal natin. Okay, yung katulad sa columnar ninyo, as you can see, we have here the date, we have a column for the account titles and explanation, we have the PR column, the debit column, and the credit column. Okay. So, gaya ng ginawa natin last time sa analyzing transactions, dito, natin i-record sa general journal yung mga accounts affected by the transactions. And we will also include the amounts. Okay. So, the first step is to write the date first. So, we'll put here May. Okay. So, the transactions transpired in the month of May. Alright. So let's see the first transaction. So on May 1, Steve Jobs initially invested $250,000 and service vehicle worth $500,000 is in his new delivery business. So nung nag-invest si Steve Jobs, okay, ng $250,000 and service vehicle. So ano yung mga accounts affected natin dito? So yes, we have cash, $250,000. We have service vehicle, Okay? And then we have capital. Since Steve Jobs invested. So we have 3 accounts affected. Alright. So we will put the date first. So the transaction transpired on May 1. So we will write here 1. Okay, May 1. And then, we will write the account to be debited first. So yung unang-una nating lalagay na account ay yung mga account na ide-debit natin. So we will enter those at the extreme left of the first line. So we have cash. Okay, kasi ide-debit natin yung cash, nag-increase siya, which is 250,000. Okay. So yung pinaka-last column dyan, class, that is meant for centavos. So we can write 00 there. Okay. And then, 250,000. So, ilang zero ba yung 250,000? We have 4, 5, and 2. Alright. So, we have 250,000. So, we may put a peso sign here. Alright. So, aside from cash, ano pang dinebit natin dun sa transaction? We will also debit service vehicle. Okay. So, extreme left pa rin ang pagsulat kasi this account is to be debited. So, service vehicle, which is worth 500,000. Okay. So, be careful lang sa pag-i-input ng amount. Alright. So, yan. So, we have 500,000. Next, we'll have to write the credit account. Okay? Yung account na i-credit natin. So, that is Steve Jobs Capital. So, for the credited account, okay, we will indent it. Okay, dun sa next line natin. So, i-indent natin siya slightly. Okay, so, Steve Jobs Capital. And then, we will put the amount on the credit column. So, how much ba yung total ng kanyang capital? So, we need to add the debited amounts. So, that is 750,000. So, we will credit 750,000. Alright. So, kung makikita nyo, class, no, balance tayo. Ang total ng dinebit natin na amount is 750,000 and the total for the credited amount is 750,000. So, balance. So, we have accounts which are debited and we also have another account that was credited. Okay, so ano pang ilalagay natin? So, we will also write a brief description of the transaction. Okay? Para ma-idea tayo what transaction or what happened in this transaction. So, we will write here initial investment of the owner. Or we may also write owner. Okay. So, sometimes, na makikita natin nakasulat siya on the extreme left. Pero, mostly yung iba, nilalagyan din nila ng indentation. So, ganun yung gagawin natin. So, owner invested cash and service vehicle. Alright. So, very short explanation lang. Okay, para ma-identify natin kung ano yung what the transaction is about. Alright. So, we will leave a space or we will skip a line after each entry. So mag-entry na tayo under number 8. Okay. So next transaction natin is on May 3. Okay. So we'll put here 3. So on May 3, the business placed 3-week advertisements in the Lee Nova newspaper for 18,500. So what are the accounts affected here? So nag-place ng 3-week advertisements. So we have advertisement expense. Okay? So that is worth 18,500. So we just placed, pero wala naman tayong binayaran dito. So this is assumed as accounts payable. Okay. Again, the two accounts affected here are advertisement expense and accounts payable. So the one debited is advertisement expense. Okay, kasi nagkaroon tayo ng expense. So increase. So expenses increase on the debit side. So how much? 18,500. Okay, centavos. Okay. So yeah. So we have 18,500. Okay. And then the account that will be credited is accounts payable. So nagkaroon tayo ng utang. Okay. So accounts payable increased and liabilities increases on the credit side. So we will credit accounts payable. And then we will write the same amount here. Alright, so 18,500. Okay, so balance. So debit advertisement expense 18,500 and credit accounts payable 18,500. Both accounts increased. Okay, then we will write a short or a brief description about this. So okay, so we placed advertisements on account. Okay. Next, we'll have May 6. Okay. So we bought supplies on account from Samsung Incorporated 8,800. Okay, para hindi maging vague. So, lagay na natin dito yung on account. Okay, so number 6, we bought supplies on account from Samsung Incorporated 8,800. So what are the accounts affected here? So we have supplies. Okay, supplies is not significant for a delivery service. So this is supplies expense. So actually, pwede rin naman natin yung i-check dun sa chart of accounts ng business. If it is, or if these transactions are recorded as supplies asset or supplies expense as expense. So, the two accounts affected here are supplies and since meron tayong word na on account, so ibig sabihin utang ito, so we have accounts payable. Okay? So, okay, so we have May 6. We will debit supplies expense, which is 8,800. And we will credit accounts payable. So, nag-increase yung utang natin. Okay, nagkaroon tayo ng accounts payable. So, this is $8,800 as well. Alright. So, let's write a brief explanation. So, let's say we purchase supplies and account. So, you may also write the name of the entity na pinagkakautangan natin. Okay. Next, okay. We'll have May 15. So on May 15, Steve Jobs invested in office equipment with a fair market value of $52,500. So what are the accounts affected? So we have office equipment. So nadagdagan yung business ng office equipment. And then we have the word invested here by the owner, Steve Jobs. So the other account affected is the capital. So we will debit office equipment because there is an increase in equipment, and we will credit Steve Jobs' capital. Okay, so nag-increase din yung capital natin. And as you all know, capital increases on the credit side. So what date? 15. Okay, so debit office equipment which is worth $52,500. Okay. And then we will credit Steve Jobs' capital. With the same amount, $52,500. So kung mapapansin nyo class, no, dun ako sa right side, nag-i-start ng pag-input ng values. Okay, para maiwasan natin magkamali. Okay. Then we will write a brief description. So, the owner invested office equipment. Alright. Okay, next. We have May 17. So on May 17, the business received $61,800 from charged customers for delivery service. Okay, so we perform a service, delivery service, and then we receive payment from the customers. So what are the accounts affected here? Yes. So cash, okay, because we received 61,800, and then we'll credit revenue. Okay, delivery, since this is a delivery business, okay, we will use delivery revenue. So, okay, on May 17, we will debit cash because we received cash. So, nag-increase yung cash natin, which is worth 61,800. Okay. And then we will credit delivery revenue. Okay. So, bakit hindi service revenue or service income? We may check the chart of accounts. Okay. So, by the way, itong chart of accounts natin, ito yung listing ng mga accounts na ginagamit ng business. So, if the accountant is not sure kung ano yung right account for that, then he or she may check the chart of accounts. Okay, later discuss natin yan. Okay, so that is 61,800 as well. Alright, then we'll write a brief explanation or description. So, receive payments from customers. Okay. So, pwede ring rendered service and receive payments. Okay. So, much better receive payments na lang from customers. So, mas direct. Okay. Next, we have May 19. So, on May 19, the business received advance payment from Azer Enterprise for delivery service to be rendered on May 31, which is worth 25,000. So, naka-receive tayo ng advance payment. Ano bang tawag dun sa account na yon? Advance payment ng customer. Okay, yes. Unearned income or unearned revenue. Kasi hindi pa natin nabibigay yung service. So, it is a liability on our part or an obligation on our part na i-render yung service na yon. So, based dito sa napagkasunduan, i-render ng Apple delivery service yon on May 31. Okay. And since na-receive na natin yung payment, i-record natin siya syempre. So, what are the accounts affected here? Okay, we have the unearned revenue for the advance payment. And then, okay, that should be credited kasi nag-increase. And then, we'll have cash because we receive, okay, payment. So, we have cash and unearned revenue, 25,000. So, May 19, so we received cash, okay, advance payment, which is 25,000. Okay, and then we will credit unearned revenue. Okay, kasi hindi pa natin siya matatag as income dahil hindi pa naman natin nabibigay yung service or na-render yung service. So, this is an obligation pa on our part. So, that is unearned revenue, a liability. And it is 25,000 as well. Okay, so we'll write a short description. So, we receive advance payment from customer. Again, pwede nating i-specify, okay, kung sino-sino yung mga customer na yon or mga enterprise na pinagkakautangan natin. Next. Okay, May 26. So, on May 26, the business paid Samsung Incorporated for 8,800 in full payment of account. Okay. So, binayaran na natin yung utang or binayaran na ni business yung utang niya kay Samsung Incorporated. So, what are the accounts affected here. So, cash, nag-decrease yung cash natin kasi nagbayad tayo. Okay, so cash should be credited. And then, accounts payable should be debited. Kasi, nag-decrease yung accounts payable natin dahil nagbayad tayo ng utang. So, that is 8,800. Okay, so May 26, accounts payable. Again, accounts payable and debit accounts because nag-decrease. Okay, nagbayad tayo ng utang. So that is 8,800. And then we will credit cash kasi nagbayad tayo. So nag-decrease yung pera natin. And that is 8,800. Alright, so let's put a short description here. Okay, we paid supplies on account. Last May 6. Okay, so that would be our description. So we paid supplies on account last May 6. And then, okay, mag-add tayo dito ng sales. Alright, so let's have May 29. So on May 29 naman, we paid salaries to our employees worth 21,000. So what are the accounts affected here? Alright, so we have salary expense and we have cash because we paid them. So we will debit salary expense. Okay, so always remember that expenses increases on the debit side. So kada nagbabayad tayo ng mga pinagkakagastusan ng business, so lagi natin yung dinidebit. Okay, it increases kasi, di ba? So hindi naman pwedeng bumababa or nagdi-decrease yung expense natin, binabayaran nga natin yun. Okay? So usually, yung expenses, lagi natin siyang dinedebit unless binalik sa atin yung bayad no expense na yun. Okay, 21,000. So we have to credit cash. Kasi nagbayad tayo. Alright, so we put another or a brief description again. So we paid salaries. Alright. So next transaction, on May 30, we receive 39,000 for delivery service performed. Alright. So we received 39,000, so meaning we received cash. So the accounts affected here are cash and delivery revenue. Kasi we received cash for services performed. So nag-render tayo ng service. So debit cash, kasi nag-increase ang cash natin, 39,000. right? And then we will credit delivery revenue because we perform service and nag-increase ang ating revenue. So revenues increase on the credit side. Short description, we receive payments from customers. Alright. Next transaction we have, still May 30. So this time naman we receive and paid gasoline and oil relating to the service vehicle. So 12,500. Okay, so bumili tayo ng gasoline and oil. So nagkaroon tayo ng bill for that. And we paid that. So what are the accounts affected here? So gasoline and oil is an expense. Okay? And then we paid, so nag-decrease yung ating cash. So the two accounts affected here are gas and oil expense and cash. So for the debit, we'll have gas and oil expense. Again, expenses increases on the debit side. So that is how much? 12,500. Alright. And then we will credit cash naman. Kasi nagbayad tayo. Same amount. 12,500. So we'll write paid gas and oil. Alright. Next. So, on May 31, we performed the delivery service to Acer Enterprise as agreed last May 19. Okay, check natin yung May 19. So, nung May 19 kasi, may na-receive tayong advance payment kay Acer. And since May 31 na, we performed the delivery service. So, what are the accounts affected here? Okay. So, hindi na affected si cash kasi na-receive na natin yon and recorded na natin yon nung May 19. So, yung accounts affected here are delivery revenue. Okay. So, i-record na natin siya as delivery revenue. So, there is an increase in the revenue. And then, the other account is the unearned revenue. So, bali, ka-cancel na natin yung unearned revenue. I-reverse na natin siya. So, magiging debit na siya. Okay? So, there is a decrease in the unearned revenue. So, debit unearned revenue. Oh no. That is debit. So, we will not indent that. Unearned revenue. So, how much ba yun? 25,000. So, yun din yung amount na ilalagay natin dito. So, 25,000. And then, we will credit. Okay, re-record na natin yung delivery revenue natin. Which is 25,000. So, where did we get 25,000? So, yan yung advance payment ni customer nung May 19. Okay. So, description, we rendered service for May 19 advance payment by customer. Alright. Okay. So again since na-begin na natin yung service sa customer, ibig sabihin, na-earn na natin yung revenue. So, we will record it as delivery revenue na or income of the company. So, incomes or revenue are credited when they increase. So, nagkaroon tayo ng increase sa income or revenue. And then, ni-reverse natin yung unearned revenue. So, there is a decrease in the unearned revenue. Kasi, na-earn na natin siya. Okay? And then, do we still have 2? Okay. So, on May 31, so we billed UPO merchandising for services performed 45,000. So, binil natin si UPO merchandising para sa delivery service na binigay natin. So, hindi pa siya nagbabayad sa atin, so that is considered accounts receivable. So, what are the accounts affected here? So, we have accounts receivable from UPO merchandising, and then we have delivery revenue because we have already performed the service. Okay, so May 31, so we'll have accounts receivable, $45,000. And then we'll have delivery revenue, 45,000. Alright. And then brief description, we'll have rendered service on account. So, meron tayong ma-receive from the customer in the future. Receivable. And then, lastly, we have Steve Jobs withdrew cash for personal use, 14,500. So, what are the accounts affected? So, we have cash, 14,500. And then, we have drawing. Kasi, the owner withdrew. So, we will debit Steve Jobs drawing, 14,500. Okay. And we will credit cash. Kasi, nabawasan ng pera ang company. Nag-withdraw si owner. Alright, so we'll write a short description. Okay, maybe let's just write owner's withdrawal. Okay, that's it. So that's journalizing. Alright. So let me explain the journal first. So when we say journal, it is the book of original entry. So why is it called the book of original entry? So dito kasi tayo unang-unang nagre-record ng mga data, accounting data natin. So sa journal, okay, It is a chronological record of the entity's transactions. So as you can see, okay, chronological siya. So when we record it as it transpires. Okay. So, yung process ng pagre-record dito ay tinatawag nating journalizing. And yung mga na-record naman natin dito or yung mga nakasulat dito, ang tawag natin dyan ay journal entry. So, meron tayong two types of journal entry. So, the first one is simple entry, simple journal entry. Yun ay kung meron lang dalawang accounts na affected. Okay? So, that is simple journal entry or simple entry. Pag tatlo na or 3 or more, okay, ang tawag na natin dyan ay compound entry. Okay, compound entry like this one. We have cash, we have service vehicle, and we have Steve Jobs capital. Okay. Again, okay, the process is what we call journalizing. This book is called a journal, and the information recorded here is called a journal entry. Okay, remember that. Okay. So, halos same lang din siya doon sa ginawa nating activity last time, yung analyzing transaction. Pero dito, formal na siyang nire-record sa ating journal. Okay, sa ating journal, which is the book of the original entry. And then we also record the amounts, and we also put a short description. Alright? Okay, so if you have questions about journalizing, so just comment down below. So by the way class, yung iba, tinatanggal na rin nila yung peso signs dito. Okay, so okay, so yung pinaka taas lang, okay, yung pinaka unang-una lang yung nilalagyan nila ng peso sign. Pero pwede rin namang lagyan ng peso sign if you want. Alright. Okay. Okay. Next step. Okay, so by the way, that is the second step in the accounting cycle. Okay, so we're done with recording transactions. And again, in recording transactions, we should know, okay, we should know the accounts that are affected, and we should know the effect on that accounts para tama yung pag-record natin sa ating journal. So, hindi bali-baliktad. Alright? So, kung may meron pang question about analyzing transactions or in journalizing, no? Pwede nyo balikan yung lessons natin in the past few weeks. Or again, message me. Okay, so let's move on to the third step. Okay, so after recording the transactions on the general journal, then ipopost na natin siya sa ating ledger. So what is a ledger? Okay, so when we say ledger, it is referred to as the book of final entry. Kasi dito na nakasummarize, okay, yung mga journal entries natin by account to get their ending balances. So as you can see, okay, so kung dun sa journal recorded sila based on the date chronologically, dito sa general ledger naman naka-classified siya, okay, by account. So when we say ledger kasi class, it means shelf to keep something. So in a ledger, each account are shelved or kept separately from each other in a classified manner. So kung makikita nyo, ito may sariling T account yung cash, accounts receivable, prepaid insurance. So naka-separate na yung mga accounts. So isa-summarize na natin siya by account. Okay. So by the way, yung pag-arrangement nito is from balance sheet accounts muna and then income statement accounts. So, sinusunod niya yung ating chart of accounts. Again, the chart of account is the listing of all accounts plus their account number. So, meron tayo mga account number for each account. And this chart is arranged in the financial statement order. Again, balance sheet accounts and then after that, income statement accounts. So, when an accountant analyze transactions, dito sila nag-refer, gaya ng binanggit ko kanina. Okay? So, dito nag-refer kung what account ba. Okay? Yung gagamitin doon sa entries doon sa journal. Alright. So, let's move on to the ledger. So, ipopost na natin yung mga na-record natin sa general journal dun sa ating ledger account. Okay. So, let's have cash. Okay, cash. So, under cash account, so let's have here May. And then, meron tayong transaction nung May 1 na involves si cash. That is when the owner invested cash. So, lalagay natin yun sa ating description. Owner invested cash. Hindi na natin nalagay si equipment kasi si cash lang naman yung pinaka-focus natin dito. Okay. So, that is debit. Okay. Debit 250,000. Lalagay din natin siya dito sa debit column. Okay. Tapos, ilalagay natin dito sa may reference natin kung anong journal page or journal number nakasulat tong transaction na to. So, we have J1 sa unang, so kung isang page yan na J1. So, J1. Okay, page of the journal. And then, balance. So, as we all know, yung mga asset accounts natin, ang positive balance nila or they increases on the debit side. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga nasa debit na to are positive and then yung mga nasa credit natin are negative. Okay, sila yung ibabawas natin sa debit. So, ang balance natin here is $250,000. Since yan pa lang naman yung first transaction natin. Alright. Okay. So, balik tayo sa journal. Maghahanap naman tayo ng iba pang transaction na involves si cash. Okay. We have May 17. Okay. Check natin mabuti. Okay. May 17. We receive payments from customers 61,800. Receive payment from customers. Still, that is on page 1 of the journal. We have 61,800. So, we receive it. So, that is positive. We debit that account. Okay. 61,800. So, magkano na yung balance natin? So, again, positive itong nasa debit natin because cash increases on the debit side. So, ang total na natin na balance ay okay, 311,800. Okay. So, 311,800. That is the balance as of May 17. Okay. Balik ulit tayo. So, meron pa tayong transaction for cash nung May 19, 25,000 debit. So, receive advance payment. Still page 1. And that is worth 25,000 debit pa rin. Okay. So, balance natin. So, 311,800 plus 25,000. Alright, let me check my calculator first. So, 311,800 plus 25,000, 336,800. Okay, so as of May 19, ang balance natin is 336,800. Okay, next. May 26, we have cash credit 8,800. So we paid supplies on account. That is May 26. So we paid supplies on account. Still on the J1, and that is credit. So how much is that? 8,800. Alright. So, magkano na yung balance natin? So, credit side natin is negative. Okay? Because cash decreases on the credit side. So, ibabawas natin to sa balance natin. So, 336,800 minus 8,800. So, ang balance na lang natin ay 328,000. Okay. So, yan. So, as of May 26, ang balance ng cash natin is 328,000. Okay. So, we also have another here on May 29. So, we paid salaries for 21,000. Credit. So, 29. Paid salaries. Still on the first page of the journal. So, we have 25,000. Credit. At 21,000. Let me check. Okay, so 21,000. So 328,000 minus 21,000. So the new balance for cash is 307,000. Okay. Next. Okay, so we receive cash on May 30 for, from the customer. So we receive payments from customer, 39,000. So May 30, we receive payments from customers. So that is debit. $39,000. Okay, so we will add 39,000. So 307,000 plus 39,000 is 436,000. All right. Sorry. 346,000. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so meron pa tayo nung May 30 cash debit 12,500. So we paid gas and oil. That is 12,500. Okay. So we will deduct 12,500 sa ating outstanding balance ng cash. So 346,000 minus 12,500. So we have 333,500. Okay. Okay, so aside from that, okay, last one, we have withdrawal of 14,500. Owners withdrawal. 14,500. Credit. Okay, so 333,500 minus 14,500. That is, we'll have 319,000. Alright. So, for the month of May, ang balance ng ating cash account is 319,000. After ma-post, after natin i-transfer, i-post yung entries natin from the journal to the ledger, babalikan natin yung journal natin. And then, mag-i-input tayo dun sa ating posting reference. So, for example, okay, on May 1, so dito sa ating posting reference, once na na-transfer na natin siya dun sa ledger, ilalagay na natin yung account number. Okay, so 110, so si cash, okay, 110, And then, for the service vehicle, so imagine na lang na na-post na natin yung entry natin or na-transfer na natin from the journal to the ledger. Okay, yung entry for service vehicle. So, that is 140. So, ilalagay na natin dito. 140. Okay. So, pag may mga naka-input na sa posting reference, ibig sabihin nun is posted na siya. Alright? Okay. So, ganun na kasimple. So, for example, okay, dito sa advertisement expense, so, imagine, okay, na na-input na natin siya. Where is it? Okay. So, input na natin siya. 18,500. Place advertisement on account. Say 1. So, that is debit. Okay. So, after posting that, babalikan natin si journal para ilagay ang ating posting reference. Okay. So, ganun lang siya. So, for accounts payable, okay. So, we have already posted it. So, that is 210. So, yun yung lalagay natin for posting reference. Okay, so don't forget that. So, once you have posted, okay, the entry, then balik ka kaagad sa journal and write the posting reference. Okay, so that's it for general ledger. So, ganyan lang siya. So, ito-transfer lang natin or ipopost natin yung mga entries natin from the journal to the ledger. So, again, kung sa journal, chronological siya yung pag-entry natin ng accounts. Okay? Pag-record ng transactions. So, general ledger naman is by account. Okay? It is classified by account. So, re-record din natin yung mga transaction of each account. Okay? As they transpire. As you can see. Okay. So, like what I've said a while ago, dito sa ledger natin makikita yung ending balances ng mga account natin. So, for cash, we have 319,000. So, ganun lang din yung gagawin ninyo sa accounts receivable, sa prepaid insurance, sa service vehicle. Okay. So, okay. So, pakita ko sa inyo yung accounts payable. So, since ang accounts payable natin increases on the credit side. So, okay. So, let's have accounts payable. So, accounts payable, we have May 3. Okay. May 3, credit 18,500 for advertisements on account. Okay. So, place advertisement on account. So, that is on our journal entry page number 1. And credit 18,500. Again, since this is a liability, so yung normal balance talaga niya is credit. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng naka-input dito sa credit ay positive, while yung mga naka-input dito sa debit are negative. Okay? Unlike dun sa cash kanina. Okay. So, 18,500. So, ang balance natin is positive 18,500. Alright. Okay. Next, Okay, we have May 6 naman. So, 8,800. So, we purchase supplies on account. So, May 6, purchase supplies on account. So, that is credit, which is worth 8,800. Okay. So, we'll add them. So, 18,500 plus 8,800, we have 27,300. Okay. Positive 27,300. For accounts payable. So, ibig sabihin, yan yung utang natin in total, 27,300. Okay, so let's look for accounts payable. Okay, we have May 26. So, in May 26 naman, accounts payable was debited. Okay, kasi binayaran na natin siya worth 8,800. So, that is, again, May 26. Paid supplies on account. So, debit siya. Okay, 8,800. So, mababawasan na yung balance natin for accounts payable. So, 27,300 minus 8,800, we have 18,500. So, yung utang na lang natin nung May 3 yung natitira. Kasi binayaran na natin yung utang nung May 6. Alright. So, let's see kung meron pa tayong transactions for accounts payable. Alright. So, wala na. So, yung ending balance natin for accounts payable is 18,500. So, yan yung outstanding na utang natin. So, we call this credit balance. And this is positive kasi accounts payable increases on the credit side. And then, for cash, this is called debit balance. And again, that is positive because cash increases on the debit side. Alright. So, ganun lang yung class. So, re-record nyo lang or transfer nyo lang yung records nyo dito sa general ledger. So, be careful na lang. Alright. So, actually, we will use another type of ledger. So, yung mas simpleng type ng ledger, yun yung ating T accounts. Okay. So, ito siya. So, the T account is the visual structure used in double entry accounting to keep debits and credit separate. So, as you can see, okay, this is a debit side and this is a credit side. Alright. Debit, credit. So, this is the most simple, okay, way of posting accounts. So, instead of using this, okay, we will use T accounts for our ledger. So, ganun lang din naman yung gagawin nyo. Pero dito sa ating T accounts, wala na siyang explanation pa, okay, or description. So, ang lalagay nyo na lang dito ay date, tapos yung amount. Okay. Okay, so let's try etong cash natin kanina, no? So, okay. Try natin yung accounts receivable. So, since tapos na yung cash kanina, nagawa na natin siya dito sa ledger. So, let's have accounts receivable. So, hahanapin natin. So, katulad din sa ledger, sa general ledger kanina, hahanapin lang din natin accounts receivable sa ating journal. Okay, so we have May 31 lang. Okay, so that's so easy. So, we have May 31 debit side 45,000. 45,000. Okay. So, since yun lang naman yung transaction natin, no, for the month of May. So, ang balance natin ay 45,000. So, that is debit balance. Okay. Sige, gawin natin yung cash. So, ganun lang din. I-check lang din natin sa journal yung mga record or entries na involved si cash. So, tingnan na lang din natin dito sa general ledger. So, we have May 1, 250,000. Debit. May 17, 61,800. Debit. Okay, May 19, we have 25,000 debit. May 26, we have 8,800 credit. Okay, so lalagyan natin yun sa credit side. May 29, 21,000 credit. Okay. Then, May 30, 39,000 debit. $39,000. Okay, and then we have May 30, 12,500 credit. And May 31, 14,500 credit. Okay. Again, class ha. Dito ko lang tiningnan kasi para mabilis. Kasi same lang naman sila ng T account. Pero if I don't have this one, so I should look at the journal. Okay? Gaya ng ginawa natin kanina. So, T account is the simplest type of ledger. So as you can see, so nag-total ba? So, 250,000, 61,800, 25,000, 39,000, 8,800, 21,000, 12,500, and 14,500. Okay. Okay. So, hindi lang natin na total. Okay. Okay, so tama. So, we have 319,000 for the assets. So, yan yung balance niya. And by the way, yung pag-add natin dito, class, okay, by debit and credit side, ang tawag natin dyan ay footing. Footing of accounts. Ibig sabihin, adding of accounts. So, we add all the debits. Okay, so this is it. And then, we add all the credits. So, we call that footing. And then, okay, so we subtract then, so we get the difference. So, kung positive siya, okay, so that is under debit, okay, debit balance. So, ibig sabihin normal, or I mean, positive yung balance natin for cash. So, pag liabilities naman, and owner's equity, so, ang normal balance nila is on the credit side. So, positive naman yung mga nasa right side. For example, okay, yung ating accounts payable, okay, let's see, 688. So, May 6, we have 8,800. And then, we have May 3, 18,500. Okay, and then, May 26, 8,800. Okay. So, yan. So, we put them, or we add them. So, we have 27,300 here on the credit side, and we have 8,800 on the debit side. And then, we get the difference. Okay. So, we got positive naman. Positive 18,500 on the credit side. So, kung for example, mas malaki yung nasa debit side nitong accounts payable natin, negative siya. Negative yung balance niya. Same din dito sa cash. Kung mas malaki yung mga nasa credit side kesa doon sa ating nasa right side, okay, nasa debit side. So, negative. Negative yung balance natin. Okay? So, that's it. So, ganun lang. So, lahat lang din ng accounts, gagawan nyo siya or isa-summarize nyo siya in order to get the ending balances. So, the ending balance could be a debit balance or a credit balance. Alright. So, yes, that's it for our lecture video for today. I'm really sorry. Medyo iba na yung boses ko kasi gabing-gabi na. If you have questions, just comment down below or message me in MS Teams. Okay, so good luck. Have a nice day.